The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe is one of the weirdest and most ridiculous platinum trophy journeys I've ever attempted. After doing some challenging games that require skill and patience, this was definitely a change of pace. The game only has 11 trophies, but they are the most ridiculous trophies you'll ever encounter in the most ridiculously hilarious game, including one that requires you to not play the game for 10 years. Me, the narrator, and the reassurance bucket went on a mind-bending and confusing journey to platinum the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe and all 20 sequels. That's right, we have 20 sequels to go through. I'll explain later. Let's get into it. Before I start, let me explain what the game is actually about. The Stanley Parable is a game about choices, or the illusion of choices. You play as Stanley, an office worker who realizes all his co-workers are missing. Seems pretty simple, but it's actually quite the opposite. The game is constantly messing with you.
The end is never the end. Is never the end.
The narrator argues with you.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
And somehow a bucket becomes the most important thing in existence. So the first thing I decided to do was play through the game without looking at the trophy list for as long as I could. Just unlock as much as I could without having much knowledge of the game. We spawn in and make our way through the office, and it didn't take long at all until we came across our first decision.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Do I go through the left door like an obedient little sheep the narrator wants me to be? Or do I rebel and go right, proving that free will is real and not just an illusion? I caved immediately and went left like a good little boy. I'm just going to be a good boy. But that's okay because I then arrived to a set of stairs.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
The narrator tells me to go up, but this time I do the exact opposite and go downstairs because I remember that I'm a free-thinking individual who does not conform to authority.
But Stanley just couldn't do it.
And in return, I get stuck into an endless loop of insanity that led me into taking a very long pavement nap. That's okay though, because thanks to my complete lack of patience, I accidentally unlocked the trophy.
Staring down at the body.
Oh!
And then she...
No, seriously, we disabled it? You can't jump? Get your first trophy? Awarded for getting any of the other trophies as your first? What the f just happened? It just goes to show sometimes the best strategy in life is sheer dumb luck. Alright, we reset. The game graciously offers me a fresh start. Can you kill it? Can I die? Oh! We reset. The game graciously offers me a fresh start. We make our way through yet again and... Oh look, is that a broom closet? Broom closet?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
So I definitely didn't get back on track. Instead, I decided to stay in the broom closet and argue with the narrator for about 20 minutes.
No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Well, what if I did have a reason to be here? What if I wanted to take the mop and clean up a little bit? You don't know me.
This closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I
Why
never would have thought to mention it.
does it have to have significance to the story for me to stop by and appreciate the architecture of this broom
Maybe to
closet?
you, this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending?"
I don't sound like that.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. All right.
Closing the door.
When you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
I'm content. I'm actually content. I closed the door. I'm living here. This is my house. This is my house. I got a shelf. I got a toilet. I'm sweet. Okay.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Well, guess what, bitch? The second player likes the closet.
You too. Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to.
I want to go back to the closet. I want to go back in. I wasn't ready to come out of the closet. I mean, I wasn't... Eventually, I emerged from my cleaning duties and reached the mind control facility. We get another beautiful display of my impatience as I pretty much press the wrong button, activate the machine, and blow the whole facility up.
Oh, Stanley. You didn't just activate the controls, did you?
What? I thought that's what I was supposed to do.
Control?
Oh shit, I wasn't meant to do that. What the heck is this?
Solids before you're obliterated. All right.
Incorrect? What? 5? What is this?
life from the moment we
So much shake!
I say,
Alright, well, it's done. So what happens? I die. Okay, so maybe I don't touch anything. At this point, it's pretty clear. When you don't listen to the narrator, Stanley's life becomes a flaming pile of garbage. So this time I decide to do things the right way. Follow instructions. Get to the facility. Is that an escape route?
And Stanley was inched closer and closer to
Oh.
his demise.
Oh. I'm in a bit of a pickle.
Juice for you. Don't let...
Alright. Okay, seriously. Focus. Don't screw this up. Just listen to the f***ing narrator.
Yes! He had won!
Oh,
he
what?
had defeated the machine!
I like this.
Oh, how to feel. And Stanley was happy.
How beautiful. I did it. Yes! Beat the game. Turns out all I had to do was follow instructions. What a revolutionary concept. For context, the correct ending takes about 5 minutes to reach. I, on the other hand, have been at this for nearly 2 hours. A shining example of why I should never be in charge of anything important. Okay, so that's only 3 trophies down. We got 8 more to go. And since we finished the game, we've unlocked a brand new section. Oh! New content?
Oh, new content?
No, my friends, your eyes do not deceive you. The new content was indeed just the jump circle.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
But upon leaving, the narrator gets a little annoyed at the lack of content and effort the developers have put into this. He even questions some of the trophies put in the game.
I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this?
So in return, he offers us to take a different path with him, and we oblige.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
We end up going through a museum celebrating Stanley Parable, including the old achievements in the first game released. Unachievable, it is impossible to get this achievement. I wonder if this... Go outside, don't play for 5 years. Oh shit, this is the original trophies. We then reach the skip button. Oh, look at that, a skip button.
And here it is. Go ahead and... Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue.
The narrator loves to have a bit of a chit-chat, you know? And some dialogue is unnecessary, so every time I feel a little bored or think the conversation's just dragging on a little bit, I can press this handy skip button. A feature I can only wish that we had in real life.
Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. No idea what will happen. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh,
The
my
plant's
goodness.
fucking dead
I have
as well.
someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Just... Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down
Oh
in
my
one
God,
place
has
and
it
not moved for
been-
one entire year? Let me describe it for you.
No, I don't. I'd rather not know, to be honest with you. Barry. Oh, he's just like dead. He's dead. Well, we've killed Barry. We've killed Barry. He's gone. And yet he's still talking too much. How does that even happen?
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the...
We pressed the skip button so many times that we eventually broke free, only to get yet another ending. Back to the beginning we go, like a hamster on a corporate treadmill. But this time, we come across an entrance to even more additional content. New content. Oh, I see. Do we fall for this again? But this time, it's different. It's bigger. It's the sequel. Oh. Yes, we have now entered the Stanley Parable 2, the greatest, most unnecessary sequel of all time. And naturally, I did what any rational gamer would do. I spent an embarrassing amount of time poking and prodding at every single new area and feature. Free, new plus easy trophy? Get it here? I'll take it.
Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy.
Yeah.
You see, you'll come to this lever. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified.
Oh.
This is technology that will exist.
Ah,
The
you
trophy is still
bamboozled
I'm not a
me.
wizard, Stanley.
It's like trophy edging. Give me the trophy. Give me the fucking trophy. I just want a little hit, bro. I just want a little hit, man. Just a little pop. That's all I want. I swear. Just a little pop, man. I'll stop forever. I'll stop forever. I then come across the Infinite Hole, which again, I'm embarrassed to say how long I spent here, testing out the legitimacy of the word infinite. Infinite Hole. Look at that.
Oh, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue on.
You're talking absolute trash. No. Yeah, everything that you've said so far, Barry, is absolute bullshit. I'm going to test your theory on this Infinite Hole. We're going to chill here for a bit.
Okay, Stanley. I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole.
You dickhead, Barry.
It's more of a... Okay, well...
I'm glad I did though, because as I found out there was an end to the hole, jumping back in constantly shortens the length of the hole and then eventually leads to some of the most dramatic and cinematic scenes I've ever come across in a video game. What? What? It's going down? Change your perspective? I'm done with this game, bro. Honestly, I kept doing this for a while because it was pretty addictive, but then we came across this perception. Oh, this... Oh, that's dumb. That's creepy as shit. It was pretty freaky, but it was obviously something that was played in reverse. So just in the editing program, I grabbed that little audio clip and reversed it, and as a result, we got this.
Emotions, suppressed desires, and volcanic explosions that retreat into dormancy. I wonder, could we ever flow together, or are we two twin souls finding each other in the wrong?
What? What the fuck? This is the best game I've ever played. This is the best game I've ever played. This is a 10 out of 10. Change yourself! Then, in a moment that changed my life forever, I found it. The reassurance bucket. This humble metal container would be my lifelong companion, my emotional support system, my only friend. And just when I thought it couldn't get any better, the game introduced collectibles, the holy grail of useless and irresistible junk. The true purpose of every single gamer picking up glowing objects just because they exist. So after resetting again, I noticed something. The game had permanently transformed into the Stanley Parable 2. There's no going back now. But I had a new purpose now. I get to go on and find every single collectible that was introduced earlier.
And there it is, the last Stiggly Wiggly.
After getting the last collectible, our narrator, which we've called Barry by the way, wasn't satisfied with the experience.
But I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines, those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life?
Okay, yeah. So, in return, he made us go back in reverse and collect all the collectibles again. Oh, what a journey.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards.
Oh, for fuck's sake. That's it, no more collectibles. And to no surprise, there's no trophy for this. So I tapped out. I had a look at the trophy list to get anything I've missed, and there was no way I was going to figure out some of these on my own. There was a trophy to simply load the game up after quitting. Welcome back. Okay, there's the trophy for closing the game and booting it back up again. One trophy was to click on this door and then follow all the instructions of the narrator until the end.
Laugh at... Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the trophy? Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort
I probably already have clicked it 20 times.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this trophy to have meant something. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417? Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Oh, you piece of shit.
All right, back to room 417.
Oh, fucking Barry.
Finish it up, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430! Yes! We did it!
We got another trophy to walk up to the boss's keypad and just spam 8. Yep, that's also the name of the trophy and the description. Then another trophy was to set every slider in the settings menu to every possible number. Who comes up with this shit? I love it. I had to do a speed run and finish the game in under 4 minutes and 22 seconds. This was actually a little harder than I thought it would be, but we eventually got it after 3 tries. Now there's this trophy. It just says test trophy, please ignore. So remember that machine that blue balled us? There's a way to actually get it working, and there's a bit of preparation to do before this. Luckily, without even knowing, I've been doing everything required up to this point right. That's something that doesn't happen often. Every time you start the game, you get asked what the time is. If you've been actually putting in the time rather than skipping, the requirements to start the game become a little bizarre. A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12 AM, call it a day. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know you care about this experience. You're paying attention. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see the screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. So after countless logins, navigating totally necessary menus, and answering deep questions, we had a few steps to do in which we had already completed without the knowledge of this trophy. Step 1 was to play the game until we unlocked Stanley Parable 2. Step 2 was to locate the test trophy machine. Step 3 was to find every collectible, then find them again, and then find them again. Step 4, boot up the game yet again to find a new option on the main menu, the epilogue. The epilogue picks up after the skip button ending.
The end is never the end is never the...
So after wandering the desert, I came across a building, went inside, and then I reached the true final boss of this saga. A computer. But not just any computer, my friend. The sentient wall of text who had guided me throughout this whole journey. We had a deep, heartfelt conversation. It told me about the Stanley Parable and how the developers wanted to preserve the integrity of the franchise, and how there would be no more sequels, no more Stanley Parable games. We both thought that was bullshit, and so we struck a deal. 2 promises were made. The test trophy machine would finally be fixed the next time I logged in. And promise 2 was every time I booted up the game from now on, it wouldn't be just Stanley Parable, it would be a new sequel. And me, the player, would get to name it. And with that, my friends, the infinite cycle of Stanley Parable begins. We start off with something very mild, the Stanley Parable 3 Outstretched Hole. And from that we continue, each sequel being more absurd than the other. The Stanley Parable 4 Deadly Birthday Party, the Stanley Parable 5 Saturday Night Printer Jam, the Stanley Parable 6 Stanley's Tiny Didgeridoo, the Stanley Parable 7 Pocket Full of Ice Cream, the Stanley Parable 8 Evil Ice Cream, the Stanley Parable 9 Part 5 Tuesday, the Stanley Parable 10 Spectacular Telephone, the Stanley Parable 11 Outstretched Boyfriend. What the Stanley Parable 12, half employee, half swimming pool. Stanley Parable 13, avoid the boyfriend. Stanley Parable 14, expired hole. Stanley Parable 15, Stanley versus lawsuit. The Stanley Parable 16, outstretched content just like this entire video. The Stanley Parable 17, Stanley versus Abel. Stanley Parable 18, Stanley's big cowboy. The Stanley Parable 19, the end is never the sequel. The Stanley Parable 20, the Stanley Parable 20, Stanley's tiny co-worker. Stanley Parable 21, more challenge. And speaking of challenges, I'll be doing the A to Z challenge soon, so be sure to subscribe to not miss it. Stanley Parable 22, half employee, half 427. Okay, you guys get the point by now. After having way too much fun with the sequels, we get back into the game and go straight for that trophy machine. We get there, pull the lever, and finally get our trophy.
As you can see, the machine is not working yet since... Wait, what in the holy hell is going on? You got the trophy? Why did the machine work? Stanley, I didn't fix it. I didn't do anything to it. I swear, it was broken just a second ago.
Okay, there's 2 more trophies left and they both have to do with time. The first one we did was this. We have to play an entire duration of a Tuesday. Luckily, this does not have to be done in one sitting. I'm glad because I would rather not blow up my PS5 playing this game. So I booted the game anytime I could. I changed the date on the console so it's a Tuesday and I went AFK. Eventually, after a couple of times doing this, we got the trophy. Now, the last trophy in the game. I had to close Stanley Parable and not play it for 10 years. That's right, forget about the experience and wonderful times we had. Me, the Bucket, the narrator, the Broom Closet, our text friend. Forget about everything until 10 long years had passed to boot up the game one last time and get the very last trophy. And that's exactly what I did. I even took a photo every single day for 10 years to show how much I've grown and aged in that time. And finally, it was time to boot up the game and complete the journey.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
We did it!
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
He did the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Platinum. I got my Platinum and my Bucket and went to my favorite place to be, the Broom Closet. Thank you for watching, everyone. I appreciate you all. I hope you enjoyed this video and enjoying the content lately. If you are, please consider subscribing to the channel. Give this video a like to get it some more traction. And I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm hair in my mouth.